Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Fantasy Football Show is back. The international break is upon us, so it's the perfect time to take a look at the fantasy football, look at my fantasy football, look at what the leaderboards are currently looking at. Of course, we've got some brilliant prizes being given out as we did last year, so it's very, very exciting. Look, we haven't done one in a little while. Obviously, it's probably not going to be like a weekly thing. I don't want to have a weekly leaderboard update. If I get enough teams sent through, obviously by you guys, which I do encourage you guys to do, at Finchy Riley at Twitter, send me your teams. And we've already reviewed quite a few teams, and it's really nice to see quite a lot of people getting involved with that. But if we get enough people doing that, we get some team reviews. I want to get maybe Dave on the channel as well, Mark as well, to take a look at their teams. Is there anyone else in the West Ham sphere that you want me to talk to look at their teams? And if any of you guys even want to come on the channel, anyone in first, second, third place that want to come on and talk about your team, talk about your leaderboard position, then we're more than happy to do that. But first things first, let's probably have a look at my team now. To be honest, I've been doing quite well actually. I'm quite happy with my fantasy football so far. I've had like a really good streak, and in the last couple of weeks I've done really poorly. In classic fantasy football fashion, I took out Watkins and because he was blanking every single game week. He wasn't getting the goals I needed. Alvarez was doing really well, so I thought, you know what, we'll chuck in Alvarez. I've really, I haven't chucked him in quite a few games, and he keeps scoring, keeps doing his stuff. Watkins hasn't done very well, and of course, I probably should have been patient and waited, because the next week I think he scored 3 goals and got an assist, and then this week he got a goal, and prior to that, he got an assist as well. So it's not going amazingly recently, and what's absolutely worse is that Mark Carlaw is ahead of me in the fantasy football, which is just, we cannot allow that to happen. I cannot allow that to happen, and unfortunately, I've gone to rank 1,000 in the fantasy football, the West Ham Way fantasy football. My last rank was 771. I think I've been in the top 500 at times. So I was quite happy with that, and the last game weeks have literally just killed me off completely. So we'll take a look at the team currently. Areola is in goal. Saliba, Pedro Porro, Trippier, Heung-min Song. He is a new addition, of course, brilliantly. I thought, you know what, Song's going to score some goals. Let's bring him in. And of course, Song has, against Luton, I captained him, and he didn't do anything against Luton. So the last couple of game weeks have been terrible. Rashford has been pointless. Mitoma has been quite good, I think. He's been a bit hit and miss. Bruno Fernandes has been pretty pointless. Jared Bowen, I'm actually quite proud of myself. I put him in from the start, and he's done really well for me. Erling Haaland, of course, we're not going to talk about him. And yeah, Julian Alvarez. At one point, I had Watkins in. At one point, I had instead of. I can't actually remember who I had in instead of Heung-min Son. Oh, it was Saka, actually. Sorry, it was Bukayo Saka I had in instead, and I got rid of him. So I think my change for the next game week, I've got one free transfer. It will probably be to take out either Fernandes or Rashford, take them out and put in Bukayo Saka. I don't think he'll be injured. I think he'll be playing again. Arsenal have Chelsea, though, so not too convinced. Yeah, that's how the team's looking like. What team's looking like at the moment. Like I said, I had some really good game weeks. I was doing really well. And then the last couple of weeks, it's really dropped off. I'm actually quite upset I'm making this video now, because I promise you guys, I was really far ahead of Mark. And then all of a sudden, he's literally just picked it up, and he's just beating me, really. But there's only like 14 points in it, so it's not hugely difficult. In my work, fantasy football, I was top of the league for a very long time. I was already coming up with my invincible speech, but I'm now second in that as well by 14 points. So listen, it's not going amazing. It's not going brilliant. You are sitting here wondering, why am I the one doing the show? Why are you even listening to me? But I like to think I've got a good football brain on me, regardless of how the fantasy football works anyway. But we will take a look at the West Ham Way leaderboards. In third place, we have Barmarama from Matthew Davis. So Matthew, if you are watching, please let me get your thoughts. He's in joint third, however, with Bubbling Away, which is James Gill. So again, James, if you want to, come on the show and talk. And in fifth place, actually, we've got Adam Repper, who is obviously like a well-known person in the Twitter sphere. So he might be someone that I could try and get on the show at some point. But we'll take a look. We'll take a look at Alan's team, actually, first of all. Leno, Trippier, Cash, Silva, Udogi, Pedro Porro, Madison, Sterling, Ward-Prowse, Watkins, Haaland. yeah, I mean, Leno's been a good player so far. So he's probably got quite a lot of points for him. Doggy's done quite well. Maddison, of course, is a really good shout. Sterling's been a bit hit and miss. So yeah, fair play. I mean, I think Alan's team looks quite good. We'll see if we can get him on the channel actually soon, because that'll be quite a good video, I think. But we'll look at third place. So like I say, Matthew Davis, if you are watching, it'd be nice to get your thoughts in the comments below. We'll take a look at his team. Leno in goal, Van de Ven, Trippier, Romero, Cash, Bowen, Salah, Maddison, Ward-Prowse, Alvarez, Haaland, Saliba on the bench, Lyle Foster, Matoma. Yeah, you can see why this team's right up there. I think obviously it's hard to know what the transfers are, what transfers he made previously, or how different the team is. Obviously, I can have a look at the transfer history. 1 point he had Ferguson in. Mbermo taken out Botman. He's taken out Stupinian, so I might potentially do. Yeah, it looks like I think he's used wildcard already though, which is quite interesting. But yeah, he's had Almiron in there. He's had Ward-Prowse, McAllister. Yeah, listen, like I say, you can see why this team's in third. Sorry, see why it's right up there. Yeah, I think it's a very, very solid team. We then take a look at Jangakar FC by Robbie Kusmayana. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, mate. But again, if you want to get involved, let me know in the comments down below. Be very interested to hear your thoughts on how you think things are going so far. He's on 561. Areola, Cash, Udogi, Gabriel, Mbermo, Salah, Matoma, Son, Maddison, Haaland, and Alvarez. So again, very, very normal team. I think Areola is a good shout in goal at the moment. Matty Cash has been hit and miss, but he's quite good. Udogi seems to be in all the top teams at the moment. Same with Maddison and Son. Salah has been hit and miss, but again, he's someone that I think you should put in your team. I love the balance here as well. I really do. He's done what I normally do, which is gone all for the bench, all for no bench, and just going for the starting 11. You've got a good mix of teams. I think one thing I will do differently next year is probably not go for the same teams or so much of the same teams, because to be honest, at the moment, I think when one team doesn't do well, my whole ranks do terribly. So it's not, it's not the best thing to be doing. And funny enough, he's actually the ranked 11th best FPL player for West Ham. He's from Indonesia as well, ranked 14th in Indonesia. And in the overall complete rankings of FPL, he's ranked 661. So, I mean, look, this guy's a very good player. He absolutely knows what he's doing. So, yeah, like I say, if you want to get involved, please let me know. But of course, we need to look at number one. And number one, leading by just a singular point, is Danny Coyle of Coyle's Cloggers. Areola, Trippier, Colwell, Dunk, Ward-Prowse, Bowen, Sonsar, Isaac, Haaland, Watkins. So, yeah, it's a very good team. I think it's got a very good balance as well. He's got Stupinian, White, and Saka on the bench. Like I say, only leading by 1 point at the moment, which is very interesting. Ranked 9th in for the West Ham, ranked 144th in England. Look, it's a very good team. I think that I do worry potentially about Sarr if he can get consistent points. Colwell as well, I worry about consistent points. Is Ward-Prowse's purple patch over? But Watkins, again, is a good shout. Ben White got 9 points on the bench from last week. So had he kept him in, 7 points more, he'd be leading by 7 points. So that is the West Ham Way league at the moment. I think so. We'll take a tiny little look at September as well. Danny has been top in September, and he's been top in October. Well, sorry, he's top of October, but the total amount of points so far, flying without Ings, Alfie Hudnot is currently winning the October Cup, I guess you could say. Like I say, overall, Danny Coyle is winning at the moment by 1 point. So he's currently up there for the prize. Look, like I say, fantasy football's a funny old game, isn't it? So we'll see how things go. The main thing for me is, can I beat Mark Carlow this year? Because I think towards the back end of last year, I think I might have beaten him, or he might have overcome me by a couple of points. There's not too much in it. 14 points is not huge. I was leading Mark by about 20 points, I think, for a while. Last 2 game weeks, I think I've had like 35, 34 game weeks. it's over for me. Listen, I'm not going to be winning the whole competition. It'd be a bit. I think it'd be a bit rigged if I did that anyway, winning my own prize. So I'm kind of thankful that I'm not the absolute mastermind that I believe myself to be. But like I said, that is the leaderboard so far. Just give you a quick reminder. Danny Coyle of Coyle's Cloggers in first place on 562. Robbie Kusmayana of Jangakar FC to 561. Matthew Davies and Mabama Rama at 553. Tied with bubbling away of James Gill 553. And just 2 points behind them, Alan Repper. Of course, everyone who everyone's on Twitter will know Alan Repper is a lovely bloke and has some really good insights into West Ham. So I think probably the next play will be trying to get him on the channel, see what he thinks he can do. Of course, he's only 551. He's only 11 points. He's only 11 points off the top spot. So he's doing very well. And unfortunately, I can't be the social media personality that's emulating what he's doing. And I think I'm on like 470. So I'm more than 100 points, I think. Not about 90 points away from, 562 is top of the league. My total points is 480. So, yeah, currently I'm about 80 points away from being top. So, listen, I don't think the dream's on. I don't think it was ever on, to be honest with you. But we'll still be doing the fantasy football shows. We'll still be taking a look at people's teams. Like I said, if you want me to get someone on the channel to talk to them about fantasy football, if you guys want to come on the channel, please let me know. If anyone I've mentioned as well in the leaderboards wants to come on the show, talk about your team, talk about your tactics, talk about what you're going to be doing for the next couple of game weeks, we're more than welcome for that as well. I've already interviewed Jamie Siegel and his team. He's nowhere to be seen at the moment with the rankings, so I'm interested to see where he is. But that concludes I believe episode 3 of the Fantasy Football Show. Quick little leaderboard update, and like I say, hopefully the next couple of weeks we'll get some of you guys on the channel. Like I say, I want this to be quite an interactive series. The series is about you, about looking at people's FPL teams. So if you want to send me your FPL team and want to talk through it, more than welcome to do that. If you want to come on the channel and have a little talk about your team, more than happy to do that as well. So good luck, everybody, in the next couple of weeks of fantasy football. Hopefully we'll be doing a new episode soon, and I'll see you on the next one.